Welcome back to the True Roots podcast, where men find their true identity in Christ through surrender and obedience. And Dan is back here, but look, guys, he dressed up today.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. Like, there's no logo on your shirt. It's just like a nice, clean shirt.
You like it?
I like it.
Yeah.
I call this dressed up, Dan.
This is dressed up.
This is dressed
This
up.
is actually for hiking.
Is it really?
It's very warm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it? It's cold here.
It's what they call merino wool in the biz.
Merino.
So it's that high end sheep wool.
Okay.
I don't know. Supposedly merino wool is great, and I like it. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
They make you pay for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. I'm sure it's not cheap.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not cheap.
So I guess if that's the definition of dressed up, I am 100% dressed up.
I think so.
Yeah, dude.
I think so. I like to say it, because
it's ironic because you're the one who's dressed up.
And honestly, if people know me, I hate dressing. I do not. It's not my thing. But job requires it. So I've learned to dress up. And I do kind of like the look, but it's not I'd rather not.
You'd rather be my dressed up.
Yes, very much so.
Me
Very much
too.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Should we just transition there? Because I think that'd be great to just say it like that.
Yeah. Commandment number 15.
I think we're at 15 now.
Yeah. Dude, we're like
past 30
third.
episodes. We're past 30 episodes, by the way.
Let's go.
I looked it up.
We're a third of the way.
Yeah.
Almost. One more. Through 48 commandments of Jesus.
Wow.
And we've been going in order. So at least in the order that he said them. And Matthew 6 now, which this one was tricky because it's like, you could make the argument it's multiple commands, but they're all kind of like tied in underneath this one, which we, in our PDF that you need to download, we titled it, what would we title it? Give, pray, fast, ... in secret.
Yeah.
It was almost just in secret.
Yeah.
And, Jesus says, don't practice your righteousness before others, like your rewards in heaven. Mm-hmm. And so the commandment is really like it's don't do things for men's approval. Yeah. Right? Like if we were going to rephrase it. And, this one hits home probably for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's one that you want to be recognized. I think that's a human trait.
I want people to think Dan is dressed up today.
Yeah. Or Dan's a good person, right? Dan's
mostly just how do I look?
Yeah, just how you look. Yeah, exactly. But it is true though. I think it's a human trait to want to look good and to want to be liked and
you went out on a limb with that statement.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, very much so. No one's like that.
I
mean, I'm not.
I'm gonna say something bold here.
Yeah,
I think
we all want to be liked.
People want to be liked.
Yeah, and we are built for connection, all of those things. But I think that is what Jesus is getting to in this is to give, pray, fast out of a heart that just wants the Father, wants Jesus, and that's really what he's getting to in this is to not be dependent on man, to not be dependent on the praise of man, that's not where our reward is. It's in heaven. It reminds me of where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Mm-hmm. And so these things come out of the overflow of loving Jesus. And if we're dependent on man for praise, then we will only do it to receive praise, and then we will not do things that he asks of us because we'll be looking for that praise.
Yeah. And this is like so Jesus fashion because I don't think, you could argue with me if you want, but I don't think that Jesus is literally saying go into a secret place, right? It's not like you need your private room with a lock and key that then you can do these things.
Oh, no, yeah,
right?
for
It's not what's happening.
Sure.
I think, but there is, I think, some interpretation out there that's like, where's your prayer closet? And it's like, they mean it versus get away. And I think you can try to take Jesus at his intent versus just the literal words here, which is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, who are you doing it for?
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is you can pray in public and honor this commandment.
Yeah, 100%. You can give in public and honor this commandment. You can do a good deed in public and still honor this commandment.
You can fast and then go outside.
Yeah. Yeah. You can fast and go to work.
Yeah.
It's like I did it this week. Like you can do that. Yeah.
That did come up.
Yeah. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I didn't do it in secret because I just told them.
Oh, that is embarrassing.
Yeah. How do we give examples on this? Because then we're telling them. Wait a second.
Yeah.
No, I think that's the intent piece of this. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
And, I'll just talk about, so my practice or habit is to wake up early and then read my Bible journal, pray. Yeah. And the way that those look varies, but they happen like almost every morning.
Yeah.
And it's not something that I try to do it before the kids wake up. I try to do it before, away from Rachel, honestly, because then we end up just talking to each other. And it's for me and my relationship with the Lord. And, there's advice out there about doing it with your kids and all that stuff that is in parenting, help them catch it and all that. And I've resisted that. Mostly,
explain more.
Mostly, well, I'd love for my kids to catch that.
Yeah.
But, they see it intermittently if they wake up early or something. But I'm just not doing it for them.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to be doing it for them.
Yeah.
I want to do it because I need Jesus. Yeah. And I need his guidance, I need his wisdom, I need his counsel. I've seen how my life goes when I'm not doing it. I need that personally. And if I'm making that about something else, then it's defeating the purpose. Yeah. It's not filling me the way that a relationship with Jesus is.
Well, and just on the kids side of that, I would just say this too, that they will catch that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, the pieces that, because I agree with you. I think that when we get into the place of I want to do this so my kid, then it's different than I'm going to become like Jesus, and my kid will be trained up in the way he should go, because when I'm following Jesus, I will train them up in the way they should go, and they will see the actions that I take. And that, just an example of that is my son, when he started reading the Bible, it wasn't from me being like, hey, you need to read the Bible in the morning. It was my habits changed, and then he saw them, and then he started doing them. So, and I would imagine that your kids see your habits too. And they're all at different ages, but I think that that's the piece of that. And this isn't where we're going with the conversation, but I just think that that's a piece of where we want our hearts to be. Even, it does kind of apply to this, right? Yeah. You're not doing that for their approval. You're not doing that to show them something. You're doing it because you love Jesus. And that's how those things are caught.
Yeah, and I think this was the hardest for me with Sabbath practice. Because Sabbath, when, I think I'm figuring it out personally and leading our family and what it looks like. And I don't even really know what it is for me. Sabbath is hard for me. I get antsy and so I find myself thinking, well, I don't want my kids to just think Sabbath is just a day that's all about them,
Yeah, for sure.
And so then I'm like, well, how do we make it about God? And then I'm doing it for them, and I'm doing it instead of really just talking to the Lord about what Sabbath is good for, for my relationship with the Lord, starting there and then leading from that place versus trying to create something that's not even resonating with me for my kids. You know what I mean? I think that that's where I feel it the most in one of these, spiritual practices. But
that's interesting. And hey, we can take where the Lord wants to take it. It's that's interesting in just that sense of leadership too, because we can't take people to places that aren't settled in our own heart, right? And that doesn't mean we can't lead from that vulnerability of hey, I'm learning about this. Yeah. That's good. But it is okay if we're doing this and it's just for my kids or for my family or for me, and it's not out of okay, Lord, what is this about? And that's the question. Then there will be this tension, right? There will be this tension as we start to walk through that. And I think that's that's just an interesting piece about leadership, because when it's not a place that we're settled in to walk to, then it's going to be really hard to lead someone else there because we're not settled in it. That's not a place for us. So how do we help someone else walk? If you're unsettled in Sabbath, that's
Yeah.
what you're going to bring to, So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I think
Oh, I mean, that's my experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. And it's kind of like if you use the shepherd analogy, like if shepherd's like, all right, sheep, let's go to this place I've never been before. See what happens.
Yeah.
Most people are like, like maybe you should go check it out first and like feel good about it and then take them there.
Yeah.
Don't just like take them in there and like, well, I'm with them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a similar thing. And, sometimes it's a necessity that you like, if you use it, like you have to go to this new place. And it's like, sorry, like, hey, this is where we're at. And sometimes it just like requires prudence and slowing down to just say, you know what, like God's timing's perfect. I need to get this right in my own heart. Let me figure this out with the Lord. And then let me walk you through this. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Like it's okay that your kids aren't practicing Sabbath in your home their entire life.
Yeah.
Or, and it's okay for you to not be while you figure it out, as long as your heart's desire is to obey the Lord, right? Yeah. It's okay to like desire to obey and then learn how, right? And I think that's an important piece I just wanted to mention on this is Jesus is assuming we do these things, right?
Yeah.
Like when he says in secret, he says, when you.
Yeah,
like there's and so I would just say, like, if you're not fasting as a spiritual practice or praying consistently or giving, then like this doesn't even matter. Like, you're not even doing them, and like, so there's like this baseline assumption of like, are you living the way that Jesus has asked you to live? Okay, now this is how you do that from a heart level.
Yeah.
Well,
and with that point, I think that's a big point, and I'll bring up something I've been reading lately is, yes, he still calls us to do these things and to not just sit and go, I'm going to wait till I have the right heart and then I'm going to start doing them.
Right.
He's like, no, start doing them, and he will start shifting our heart as long as we're surrendered, right? And saying, hey, I want your heart in this. Because I've been reading in Philippians this week, and Paul talks about people that are proclaiming the gospel for the wrong reasons. And he's like, man, I'm just glad that Jesus Christ is being proclaimed.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit different context, but it's a similar thing in the sense of, yes, we need to step into the things that Jesus did.
Yeah.
And he will shift our hearts in those things. And if there's a wrong part in our heart with how we're doing things, he will highlight it.
Yeah.
He will show it to us. And he's not going to do it to be like, you're condemned. He's going to be like, hey, this isn't why we do this.
Yeah.
And let me shift your heart and let me show you how. But it is, it's a practice. I think I would say that most, maybe I'm wrong here, but most Christians don't fast. That would be my guess. I would say more Christians give, more Christians pray, but fasting is one that's like, you fast? It's like, well, I didn't till 3 years ago, but I learned from Jordan, our former boss, and to do it, and it's like, Jesus did this. Why have I never done this? Like, I grew up in the church. It was never talked about, never something that we did. And it's like, man, it is a really cool thing to do with the Lord. But yeah, he shifts your heart and how you do it too. And I think that's the piece that we're talking about here is when he was talking to the Pharisees and how they, to not go into your fasting and proclaim it and show it and try to say, man, this is so hard and all of these things.
Ash on your forehead.
Yeah, exactly. All the different things that he taught. It's like, no, it's in secret.
Yeah.
It's in secret. And that doesn't mean we don't do it with people or have brothers that we're doing it with. Like I fasted this week because I've been asking the Lord about some things. And I'm like, Lord, my heart is so concerned with so many things, and I'm just going to fast and pray. And I'm going to fast and pray until you tell me to stop. And which is a little scary, by the way.
Will you be significantly lighter next week?
I might be. I did stop. The fast has stopped at 3 days. Okay. So I still have not gone past 3 days yet. So we'll see when he wants to do that. But I told it, a couple brothers, because I'm going to need prayer through this time. And so that's not what he's talking about here either, right? Like, I wasn't telling them to get praise from them. I was telling them because I needed prayer so that I would have strength in it and keep going, right? Yeah. And so you can share those things. However, when we're doing it, it's not to go out to the world and proclaim, I'm righteous, I'm this, look at me, I'm good. Mm-hmm. it's for the heart of Jesus and wanting to walk in his ways.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like really hard to fast in secret in your house. It's like
It is.
everyone's eating and you're not.
Yeah.
What's going on? It's like, oh, I can't tell you.
Yeah,
It's like, you have to be like, I'm fasting, and that's okay.
And that's okay to say, yeah.
It's like it's just honestly where you're at.
I shared it with the guys at work.
Yeah.
It's like
It's fine.
It is what it is. Yeah.
You're not blowing a trumpet. You know. And I think I was thinking about because what's the temptation here? What's the thing that can pull us away from obeying Jesus in this? And it's obvious. It's the praise of man, right? But like, what is that? And just
question.
thinking about our desire for immediate reward, and the instant gratification that we gets thrown around, that phrase, and there's this thing in psychology called a feedback loop, where our brains are wired to like some signal pattern recognition. Yeah. Okay, what's coming back to me, and it helps us to grow. And God made us that way.
Yeah,
and so Jesus is speaking into that right now, and there's this idea in here of delayed gratification. And I thought it was interesting, the idea of like an earthly feedback loop versus a heavenly feedback loop.
Yeah, explain.
Well, earthly is like for the here and now. It's like how does our world function and operate? Yeah. How does our brain operate? We desire something immediate. And that's the praise of man. Yeah. But Jesus is always putting in front of us a long-term eternal vision. And the reward is to come. There's a hope in the future. Yeah. This world is not what it's intended to be. But like if we can delay gratification, if we can extend the feedback loop, until for eternity, like it's a better reward. Yeah. It's longer. And, when we let the earthly feedback loop in, it short circuits that's what he says. Jesus says, if like you accept the praise of man, then you have your reward. Yeah. If you like, you just short circuited the heavenly feedback loop. Yeah. That's that in earthly terms is called poor investing. Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's just like it's a helpful, it's common language that's helpful to tie to this this thing that's hard. Yeah. It's hard to delay gratification because it feels so good when you're like crushing it in spiritual practices and people see it. It feels good. Like no one would sit here and be like, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't tell me I'm awesome. Yeah. No one wants to, no one's like, it just grinds against me. Like, no, you love that. Like, it feels good. Yeah. And so then it does something to your brain. It just does. Yeah. And you want that again, and you want to be recognized, and you want to be incentivized, and you want the instant gratification. And Jesus and his sovereignty is like, that's not the best. Like, can you just delay it? Yeah. Can you hop on a different loop?
Well, and a couple things that you say there that are just important to recognize. It does feel good. It does feel good. This is the same thing with when you run to sin. Like, if there wasn't something that felt good in the moment with sin, we wouldn't be tempted to go there. But it's just not the best. And that's what Satan knows, right? He's like, I'm going to give them something that, like, just a taste. Taste of it's the same thing with the whatever fruit it was on the tree. Yeah, we get into that. Yeah,
classic Bible mistake.
I know, classic Bible mistake. But it's this taste, right? It's this. It feels good because it's this, like it's a piece, but it's not him. Yeah, and it is this. This is where I'll say I will give some credence to self-help, which I don't typically like to do that because it is temporary. But the do hard things piece of that, there is some truth in that, because these things are difficult to do, and it's a long-term vision versus a short-term vision. And how people say that, and that do hard things culture, in some ways there is truth there, because that's how Jesus is. Because these things, we need him, for one, to do them, but also when you choose the hard in the moment, typically there is a reward that's later. right? When you choose the easy in the moment, there's more pain later. Like these things are true, and yet we still quite often still choose the easy thing in the moment, even though we know there's going to be pain later.
Well, I love what you just said, because there is, both of those loops exist always, right? The earthly feedback loop and the heavenly, or the eternal. And you're kind of like what we talked about, like there's no neutral ground.
No, there's no neutral
right?
ground.
So if when you're hopping on the earthly feedback loop, you're moving away from, like, you can't just be like, well, I'll get back on the other. It's like you're moving away from it.
Yeah.
You know, like you're actually heading towards hell.
Yeah.
Right? Like that,
Yeah.
and all the consequences of those, like there's promises on that side too.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's important to recognize, like, there is not a neutrality to this.
No.
Yeah.
No. And the one place that I would say too on the shift, that's the eternal shift with the do hard things. The part that's different from the self-help piece of do hard things is that our identity will be rooted somewhere. And when it's rooted in the Lord, then we can actually wait for the eternal reward. And that's where it's like, okay, I can choose this thing in the moment because I know that his promise is true. And I will receive it. I will receive what he promised, whether it's in eternity or now. And so I can choose that thing, whatever it is, fasting in secret, whatever it is, because I know that the eternal reward is there and it's him. And that's really where I think it starts to shift, and we're able to actually have that, I don't know, just that mindset of, oh, okay, I'm not doing this for this momentary reward. I'm doing this because he calls me to it. And I just know that's better.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah. Totally.
yeah.
I don't know if there's much else that we need to say about it. I think that the recognition that it's hard is important. I think the recognition that, you know, there are so many promises that we can hold on to with rewards attached to them is important. And I think it's important for us to understand why we would want to, like what is it about certain disciplines or righteousness that makes us want to practice it in public, you know, like what, and then what promises are we just like, I don't know about that being attached to the loop, you know, it's like, I think I'll just maybe, I'll take this and now, you know, there's that, we talked about this before. There's that, like, I call it the cookie study, you know.
And we've talked about
it. You know, we have talked about it. And the fact that there's delayed gratification, it was a study on that. These kids given the treat on the desk, told if they wait, they get 2 instead of 1.
Yeah.
They're 4 to 6 years old, you know. And the 2 things that are, I think, important to recognize from that study that are applicable to us in this concept of, like, who are you doing things for? What reward are you pursuing? Is that became easier for those kids when they could distract themselves from looking at the thing that was tempting them, right? And then the other thing was, it was easier for them if they could trust the person who promised it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And if we don't trust the Lord, good luck.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, good luck.
Yeah.
Not going to work.
Yeah.
And if you also don't have the promises of God deeply in your mind to be distracting you from the instant gratification, good luck.
Yeah. Well, I would even say on that side, the distraction is different than just distraction. It's actually walking towards the opposite direction. And so it's not even that we have to distract ourselves from
distraction
this.
Distraction is a shallow version of
yeah,
the
exactly. Like, it's the version in the story, which is applicable. But it's like, it's not just distraction. It's like you're actually walking towards the best thing.
It's treasure in a field.
Yeah. And so if you're walking towards the best thing, these things start to disappear. They start to shift. It's like we have to get out of the mindset in the church of sin avoidance. Like, sin starts to disappear as you start to walk into who you are called to be in the Lord.
Totally.
Because as you walk towards Jesus, these things just start to shift and slowly fade away. And it's not this like, oh man, I gotta like the cookie's right there.
Willpower.
It's like, no, it's not that. It's like you're walking straight towards the Lord. And it is that other piece of that is, as you trust in the Lord more, it just becomes simpler. Because you just know he's trustworthy. And how do you do that? You spend time with him.
Believe
Yeah.
that the thing that's promised is coming.
Yeah. And I want to say this too before we end, or maybe we'll end with this, is we will receive those things on earth as well. Like he is not just saying, wait fully until eternity, I will give you nothing now. Like when we walk in what he asks us to, there is promises that he gives right now.
Well, eternity is like, it doesn't start from this moment, right? It just is.
Yeah.
It's like part of right now.
Yeah, exactly. And he does bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. And so it's but there might be things that we wait till eternity for. But we can walk.
Eternity's right now.
Yeah.
You mean glory?
Glory. There we go. I like
was
it.
trying to think,
No,
what's the better
I
way
like
to
it. Yeah, because I just said it again, right? And till we're in heaven.
Yeah.
Right? But love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness,
Spirit.
faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, like all of these things, all of the fruit that he gives, that he brings, and the promises that he gives as well, right now. Mm-hmm. They might look different. They might look different than what we think it should be, but the promises that he promises are right now too. So when we wait and we do the hard thing in our human spot, he will give us good things now. And so, we might be waiting for things. It might be difficult in the moment, but as we walk towards him, he will provide things to us. And so it's not this like, I'm just going to wait and it's going to suck here on earth, but I got my eternal glory. It's like, no, it's now too. It's now. And so there is beautiful things that come out of this. They just might be different than what we think they're going to look like.
And it's not coming from man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's more the thing. It's coming from him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think we end there. What do you think?
Done deal.
Done deal. All right, let's pray.
Got it.
All right, Lord Jesus, I just thank you for this time again with Dan and just getting to walk through these things, honestly, to walk through your commandments and wrestle with them and think about them. And I'm just enjoying that from a personal perspective. And I just pray, Lord, that you would just continue to move in the hearts of men and women, people that listen to this podcast, people that don't, just move in your spirit, move in power. And Lord, in these practices, that they would just be practices that we do to connect with you, to walk in relationship with you, to let our reward be you. That the reason we do these things is because you asked us to do them and you did them. And so if you ask us to do them, then there's good in them. And so, Lord, I just pray that you would help to break off the fear of man, the praise of man, and that we would just fear you and love you and trust you and walk in that. I pray that in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Have a great week.
Bye.